Hi everybody, it's Maya, and today I will be showing you guys a cute rosy look using all new makeup products. Basically going to be a full face of Colourpop and a little bit of Uoma Beauty. I was very interested in both of these brands because Colourpop released the new Pretty Fat Fresh face powder, and I thought that their foundation and concealer was new as well, but I guess it isn't. I guess they had that for a while now. It's new to me. I also picked up a few blushes, eyeshadow, all of that. For Uoma Beauty, I picked up some blushes, lip gloss, and a mascara. So yeah, we're just gonna have fun doing our makeup today. If you're interested, then just keep on watching. Okay, so step number one, always gonna prime the eyelids first. I'm just going in with my Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer. This isn't new. I don't think I'll ever pick up another eyeshadow primer. This one is just top tier. I see that in every video now. I usually don't really show this step, but I did want to show it today. This isn't going to be too much of a review on the makeup products. It's going to be a little bit, but I still have to play around with them, to be honest, and actually create a real opinion about them. But I noticed that when I make my reviews, it's more so them being first impressions more than a review. So like, I'll usually feel a certain way about the product my first time using it. I'll either love it or I'll hate it, you know, or it'll just be like kind of there. And then as I continue using it for the next few weeks or whatever, I realize that my opinion has either changed to like the other side of the spectrum. But I definitely want to take some more time, you know, reviewing products before I just sort of make a video about them. Colourpop has this Thirst Aid Hydrating Priming Moisturizer. I don't know how I feel about it. The first time I used it, it just kind of sunk into my skin immediately. And with primers specifically, I like when they sit on the skin and remain like kind of wet and sticky, because you know your foundation's just gonna grip to that. But this one kind of just sunk into the skin like a moisturizer, but it's called a priming moisturizer. I don't know, but we're gonna test it out. We're gonna test it out again today. That just went everywhere. Okay. See, like initially the first rub-in, it feels really good on the skin. Like it feels very hydrating, but then it just sort of dries down. I will see if it does that today. Maybe it was just the first time I used it because my skin wasn't 100% clean. So yeah, actually I do like that a lot more today. I don't know what happened the first day I wore it, but it feels a lot better now. So I'm just gonna skip my Rare Beauty primer then and just go straight into the foundation. I have the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation, and that name got me. It's hydrating, like all of that. This is in the shade Light 45W. Originally, I was a little skeptical about the shade. I thought it was going to be a little too dark. I'll swatch a little bit for you guys in the back of my hand. But however, when I swatched it, it just kind of blended into the skin. You can barely see it. It just sort of looks really good. I will admit though, I did blend this out on the back of my hand and I left it there. And then I went out and did all my stuff for the day, and I looked down at my hand and it was like darker where I applied the foundation, so it did oxidize on my hand. However, I did wear it all over my face that day too, and my face didn't appear darker. It remained the same. So I don't know if it oxidizes or not. It did on my hand, but it didn't do that on my face, so I'm not entirely sure. So I'm gonna do a sort of like half of that, or like even a quarter of that, and a little bit of this foundation did go a long way. I will build it up if I need to, but yeah, the first time I wore it I was not a fan because I kind of caked it on there, and that's not usually how I, you know, wear foundation. So today's actually going to be a pretty accurate representation of what it should look like on me on a normal day. But yeah, I was not enjoying my face. I was about to rip off all of my makeup because I applied just the heaviest amount. It just looked like, I mean, it didn't look bad that I applied it, like a lot of it, it just looked like you could see that I was wearing foundation, and I do not like that look. I prefer when it just blends into the skin like it is right now, and it's looking very beautiful. Now I actually like this a lot more than I did the first time. This is how the skin is looking. It's looking pretty amazing in my opinion. It's looking fresh, it's looking dewy. I don't see any type of foundation sitting on the skin. It's all just sunk in there. So one product that I was disappointed in with Colourpop was the concealer, not because the formula. I didn't even get a chance to put this on my face yet. This is in the shade 45W as well. So the foundation and the concealer are the exact same shade. In the bottles, it looks like the concealer is lighter than the foundation. It is extremely dark. I don't know what happened here. The other day when I wore this, or when I swatched it, it just appeared way too dark for me to use, and it is a little bit. I'm just going to apply a little bit of that over my pimples, but I'm going to use a different concealer for under my eyes. But the consistency of it, it is way thicker than the foundation. I do not like thick concealers, but I have yet to use this yet just because it seemed way too dark. But I'm just going to use that where I need a little bit more coverage, and I'm going to let that sit. For my actual concealer, we're going in with the Rare Beauty concealer in the shade 180W. Just going to do like a little bit of dots of that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that. Maybe a little bit on my chin. A little bit over here. I'm just going to blend the Rare Beauty concealer with my sponge. This sponge is new as well. It's the e.l.f. I think it's the Total Face sponge or something like that. I could be wrong, but it is by e.l.f. I think I like it. It's pretty big. It has different sizes and different shapes all in there. So yeah, I think I do like it. I wish the tip of it was a little bit more pointed so I could get into this area a little bit easier. But overall, I like the way it blends out everything. So, and it's pretty affordable. I'm going in with the Rare Beauty concealer brush, and I'm just gonna, yeah, that Colourpop concealer is super thick. This was the Rare Beauty that I just blended out instantly. This is the Colourpop. Super thick. I don't know if I like that because it's kind of taking off. It's really thick. It kind of like separated a little bit on my chin just now. Yeah, I don't like this concealer at all. The Rare Beauty one over on the edges is blending out very instantly, and this one is just kind of like pooling a little bit and separating on me. I need to show you guys this. It's terrible. And you can see how dark it is too, actually. Right here, it's like it's separated. Like it just completely unclung to my chin. Right here too. Do not like that concealer. Whoa. I'm gonna take my Rare Beauty and just sort of go over those spots just to see if I could save it a little bit. It just went over and completely got rid of all that separation. That's weird because the Colourpop concealer is sitting on top of Colourpop foundation as well as Colourpop primer. So that makes no sense why it wouldn't work on my skin right now unless the concealer just sucks that bad. These little tubes you see here are not lip glosses. They are by Uoma Beauty, Uoma by Sharon C actually, which is an Uoma Beauty like sister brand. It's still Uoma Beauty, but it's a little bit cheaper, like price wise. And yeah, I think it's sold at Walmart. These were pretty inexpensive, pretty affordable, but they are, it's complicated lip tint and oil and gloss. So basically, you use this and they're kind of like tints for your cheeks, your eyes, and your lips. And they work amazingly. And you can also top them over your lips as lip gloss. And I love them. I have this one in the shade Casually Lit. And then this one over here is in the shade Peng. But it's like a berry tone shade and then more of a warmer tone shade. So you can really like use these and do whatever you want with them. I love them so much. My favorite YouTuber, Chessie, was reviewing Uoma by Sharon, and I just had to pick these up. They looked so good when she was using them. I cannot pass it up. But yeah, so I'm going to use Casually Lit, and I'm going to use that on the sides of my face as bronzer. So it applies as sort of like a lip gloss consistency, to be honest. You have to blend them out pretty fast, not like instantly fast, but pretty fast considering they will dry down. Same thing, take my stippling brush, just sort of stipple that into the skin. And these are pretty sheer, so you can build them up, you know, if you want. I didn't want too much of a bronze, to be honest. I just wanted a little bit, just to show you guys that shade in action. For the blush, I'll be going in with Peng, which is more of this berry toned, and I'm going to be using my Rare Beauty foundation brush to blend that out. This one, I just sort of applied, you know, towards the cheek area, and then you take your brush, and this one definitely does come off a lot more pigmented because it is, you know, a darker shade, but I love it. It is a really stunning berry pink color. I don't really have any blushes that are this specific shade of berry where it's kind of like a hot pink almost, but it's very pretty. And then I'm taking some on my nose, and then I'm going to take my sponge and push that into the skin some more. But yeah, this will basically stay on your cheeks all day considering it is a stain. So if you are someone who's looking for, you know, like a liquid or cream blush or anything that's not a powder blush, I would recommend these. I mean, they take a little bit of getting used to. You kind of just have to figure out how to work with them properly. Like if you are someone who's more fair skinned like I am, you know, you have to be more careful because, you know, any patchiness or any staining before you blend it out will show up a lot more obvious on our skin tone. And as you can see, it gives off like a dewy finish almost. It looks really beautiful. It just looks like your cheeks are nice and bitten almost. I am obsessed. I like the way, like I love the way that looks on the cheeks. I'm going to be going in with the new Colourpop product, and it's their Colourpop Pretty Fresh Pressed Face Powder, and I have mine in the shade Fair too. This shade is pretty good for me, as from what I was using when I first used it, but it comes with this fat mirror and then a little powder puff. I don't really use the powder puff just because, but I'm going to be taking my Rare Beauty powder brush, and I'm going to use that just to set all around my face. And this powder instantly just like mattifies and smooths over, so it works pretty quickly. As you can see on my chin, it just kind of blurred that. I don't know if you just saw that happening as I was swiping, but it just sort of instantly blurred my chin. I will be applying a little bit over the cheeks as well because I'm going to be going in with another blush on top. But yeah, I really like this powder a lot. It's pretty good for pressed powder. So next I'm going to be using some more blush. I probably don't need more blush, but the look I created the other day, it was so pretty and just so rosy. So this is the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Sounds Grape. And it's a very beautiful color. I don't have any blushes like this as well. The consistency of Super Shock shadows, if you guys don't know, they're super like bouncy and just smooth, and then I don't know, the shade is gorgeous. Just blended out into a pretty pinky purpley shade, and it has some shimmer in there as well, which I appreciate. I like shimmer in my blushes. But I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush to apply this. Just picking up a little bit, and first I'm going to stamp just to get the product all over, and then I'm going to swipe. And you can see it coming to life. It's a very pretty blush. I'm going to put a little bit in the eyes as well. I don't know, I love a lot of blush, and I know I go overboard sometimes, but most of the time when I'm like taking pictures or I'm like looking at myself in my camera, when I'm outside, I don't ever see my blush in person. Like, it never really shows up that much. So I started applying it a little more heavily handed lately, and it's been working in my favor. On my nose and in my eyes. Okay, next, to finish the cheeks off, we're going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlight in the shade Hustla Baby. It's just this pretty gold highlight, super cute. And I'm just going to pick that up on a brush and just sort of tap that on my cheeks. I thought that this rosy blush with a gold highlight was just stunning. The way it looked in person, it was so pretty. Now for the eyes, we're going to be going in with a Colourpop Really Ruby Pressed Powder Palette, and it's just this quad of really pretty eyeshadows. It fits the whole vibe of the cheeks we just had on as well. So yeah, really pretty palette, super easy to use, super versatile. And I'm going to be going in with this first pink matte shade. And I'm just sort of applying that all over the lid, all over my lid and in my crease. I'm going to take some of this shimmery shade right here and use my finger and just sort of put that everywhere that I put the last shade, because I like when my eyes are shimmery. And then all over the lid, I'm going to take this shade just for a moment, a lid moment. Super soft as well. We're going to be taking that deeper shade in there, and I'm going to line. I'm going to do it as if I'm doing like eyeliner with it. And then get underneath as well, and then connect the two. Like that. And then I'm going to be taking a blending brush and just sort of blending the bottom out. And now that we have that, we're going to go in with eyeliner actually. I just wanted like an overall shape with the eyeshadow, but I'm going to be going over that with eyeliner. So I'm taking my Black Magic Cocoa Edit Liquid Liner in the shade Warm Brown. I'm going to be doing a winged liner, but a little bit, not downturned, but not pointed upwards either. It's going to be straight for the most part. Just a little baby wing. And as you can see, it's not like completely downturned, but it's not going up either. It just sort of looks like it follows my natural eye. And you also don't want it to be as long as the eyeshadow either. You want the eyeshadow to smoke around that line that you just did. I'm just going to do my brows before I do my mascara. So I'm taking the NYX Lipton Snatch and Espresso, and then taking my brow glue and then just setting that. So I have a new mascara here by Uoma Beauty as well, or Uoma by Sharon C. This is the Batter Boom Mascara. Chessie, my favorite YouTuber, loves this mascara, so I bought it and I like it too. It is really different from other mascaras because it doesn't give you length as much as it gives you volume and curl. So it is very different from what I'm used to with my lashes, but with a look like this, when you have more simple eyeliner and you're focusing more on like not so much a natural look, but like that rosy, like kind of innocent look almost. Mascaras like these that don't lengthen your lashes so much but just sort of give you volume and curl. Like, the look it does to my eyes, it just was really cute and different for me. And it was super easy to take off at the end of the day. You know, it didn't flake at all on me. It just stayed. And yeah, I really enjoyed this mascara. Lashes are done, and as you can see, they're like volumized and stuff, but they're not like super long, which is different for me, but I like it. And now the final step is lips. So I'm gonna wipe off the gloss on my lips really quick, and I'm gonna go in with the lip oil in Peng, again, the one we used on our cheeks, and I'm gonna apply that just, you know, on the lips. Now we're gonna go in with the Colourpop Fresh Kiss Glossy Lip Stain, and this one is in the shade Show Your Stripes. They didn't send me anything. I don't know why I said that. They had like a little lip trio on their site. It was like 3 of these, and they're all like red, different types of reds. And I picked out more of the berry toned red for my lips today. And this stuff is really extra, so I'm just gonna tap it. Very similar consistency to the Uoma Beauty lip stains. Gonna focus it on the center because I want that cute, like, you see the gradient. It's more of a wearable kind of red look. You know, you don't want to apply red all over your lips, and some people find that intimidating, so I'm going to just, you know, it's a different alternative. It's also really cute as well. So as you can see, the colors in this look are very much rosy. We have pinks, we have reds, we have soft oranges, and it just looks so beautiful. It reminds me more of like a spring going into summer look, but in the winter time, a lip like this is going to stand out like against the white snow. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I really enjoyed this look today. I really enjoyed all the products I used except for that concealer. We're boycotting that concealer. I don't know if anyone else has the same issue or if people like that concealer, but that was just really terrible. Yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and comment and let me know what you guys think about this, if you are willing to try out any of these products, if you know, like the simple red look. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.